I was the communication officer when I was acting as the secretary.
Okay. I hope you're good though.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, there is nothing to complain about.
Great. And Mr. Fuga is also just joining us this morning. Mr. Fuga, good morning.
Good morning.
I believe you're fine.
By God's
So
grace,
this morning,
I'm doing well. How are you too?
I'm good.
Why are you so in a hurry?
Because we are in a hurry. Ghana itself is in a hurry.
When you get in a hurry, the economy will be messed up, please.
So we'll have to be in a hurry. Let me start
take our
from
time.
the communications officer for Asokwe Mompo, for the MPP. You've heard John Dramani Mohammed's promises. He said you are a teacher. So let me start from,
Yes, I'm listening.
you are a teacher.
Yes.
He said he will cancel the teacher licensure examination. As a teacher, good or bad?
Alpha, let me say a very good morning to you and to my brother and your listeners, and to my constituency chairman and the executives. Alpha, the cancellation of the licential exams, I don't know any person on this earth who is a friend of an examination. I don't know. Exams is something that as students, when you hear about it, sometimes it derails you. Some people even fall sick. Yesterday, was it Wednesday? Yesterday, no, Tuesday, I went for graduation at Tech. And one of the guys was telling me they wrote a paper, and after the paper, a guy collapsed. Because of the pressure.
Intense pressure.
The intense pressure that the paper gave them. So, Alpha, there is almost everyone who comes across examination.
There's some phobia about it.
Doesn't like it. Even in our Christian faith, when an examination or temptation comes upon you, you need special strength to resist or to stand it. So anyone that you say, I will take exams away from you, invariably would be happy. But then you ask yourself, what are the benefits, if any, of the exams that the person is taking away from you? What are the benefits, if any, that the person is taking away from you?
Listening to the NDC, the explanation they have been provided is that, you see, that you teachers, if you go through the teacher training colleges, you go through, you are examined after every semester. So averagely you do about 40 to 50 courses after now it's even, a degree program.
Sure.
Okay, they say that the original idea of licensing teachers was to ensure that you will be licensed on practical basis. In other words, they will assess your teaching methods, how you prepare the lesson notes. The practical ways of assessing if indeed you are qualified to be licensed as a teacher. But they say what this government is doing is theoretical examination. People go there and write something. That is not a very good way of licensing teachers.
Alpha,
and that's something they will do.
The Ghana Medical and Dental Council?
Yes, I know them.
What do you know? I hope you are aware of what they do.
Yes.
They license medical doctors.
Yes.
You know that you can't come into this country and practice medicine or become a doctor.
Yes.
Even from Harvard.
Yes. You have to write the licensure exams before.
My brother came from the Duke Medical School, US, to practice here. He was forced to write the exams. He failed on his first attempt.
I see.
So what is so weird about teachers writing an exams to be licensed as let me say, certified teachers? There are organizations, associations that do that. It is not out of this world. So I think the populism that ex-President Mahama wants to generate because of the impending elections, I think people should rise
You
up.
think his promise is
Go through the promises, the first, is it 5 or 6 promises that he's given? They are all populist. They are all populist.
We'll come back and deal with some of the others, the 24-hour economy, etc.
Alpha, there are issues with licensing. There are issues that teachers go through. Teachers are given professional allowances.
Yes.
They have issues with the amount that is given to them. They have issues with the renewal of their licenses that should be done every 4 years, but their monies are being taken every year. They have issues with that. Those are the things that teachers want government to draft a policy around that.
Not necessarily to cancel the
No.
license themselves. Okay, let me go to Fuga. I will return to you. Mr. Fuga, this is a teacher who is disagreeing with your candidate that idea itself is populist in nature. You just want to appeal to those teachers who, I mean, inherently are not comfortable with examination. Don't you think cancelling the licensure examination will be bad for teachers rather, and that we should maintain that as a way of ensuring standard in the teaching profession?
However, I want to say good morning to you and good morning to your listeners. Let me say a wonderful good morning to the regional executives of the party, all the parliamentary candidates in Ashanti region, and good morning to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, wherever you are this morning. We want to tell that we love you. We love what you are doing. You know, currently he is embarking on a tour. That tour, he's receiving ideas from institutions, organizations, and certain groups. What we are saying is that to enable us to run a very effective government, you need ideas from the people. And so far it has been...
He's now soliciting for ideas.
So far it has been very, very wonderful.
He's now soliciting for ideas.
Yes, no matter the ideas you have, you still need ideas from the people. I think if these guys had consulted very well, they wouldn't have even...
You mean the MPP?
Yes, they wouldn't have even cancelled the road tolls. They are struggling to bring it back.
Let's talk about the issue on the table.
I'm coming. You are talking about, we are now asking for ideas,
Okay,
right?
I've moved on. You've answered
and I'm
me,
saying
so I've
that
moved on.
if they had consulted very well,
Yeah.
I don't think they would have cancelled the road tolls.
Okay.
If they had consulted very well, they wouldn't have implemented the e-levy and then come back for people to criticize them. So going down to the people for them to give you the first-hand information that you need. Because first of all, you need to understand the economy that you operate in as a people so that you profess those solutions. It is very, very important. That is why we call something the feasibility study. I believe before Orange FM was situated here at the mall here. You came here, the company did some feasibility studies, made some inquiries and see how viable the business was going to be here, right? So it is very, very important. That is why we are coming up with the cashew board, because when we went, a lot of the cashew farmers are telling us that they need a board that will control the cashew farmers. They need a board, they need a government that will create that platform like what we have done for our cocoa farmers. It is very, very important. So, Alpha, he's on the tour. Yesterday, he made the Goso Mahene. The chief practically wept, crying of lack of developmental projects. You remember the cocoa rows.
So you are eating?
No, I'll come there. You remember the cocoa rows that this government, when they came to power, they asked all the contractors to put on hold, that they were conducting an audit. You remember very well. What happened was that there was a cocoa road in Goso that had been abandoned. When they asked the contractor to go back to site, the road has totally been destroyed. Yesterday, the chief spoke very passionately about it. He cried. In fact, they had to wrap him with a cloth so that people would not see the tears that was coming from his eyes. So it is very important that you go down to the people, get the information, so that when you come back to power, or when you're given the power to rule the people, you just don't come and lord over them. You come to serve them. Now, when the teacher was talking, I really wanted to learn, because NDC, we keep on learning, but he failed to educate me. All what he said was that people don't like exams. When he asks people to write exams, they become jittery and all that. Oh, yes. Alpha, we've all been to school. We do semester assessment. We write exams till the point that we write our final examination. If you read the act that establishes the Teacher Licensing Act, Act 778, 2008, the position of the NDC... 208. The act was established in 208. Act 778, 208. That is the section 12 and 13 of the Education Act. NDC is not against the licensing of teachers. Please let us state it clear. The NDC as a political party.
But when you listen to former president,
I'm coming. You are telling licensure exams is not the same as licensing of teachers. You should get those things straight. Licensure exam, you don't need to always write a licensure exam before you are licensed as a teacher.
Okay.
Or before you have a professional course, or you become a professional. You understand? So we are not against the licensing of a teacher. In fact, there is a headline on the Daily Graphic that was 2016 when we were leaving power. I really want to get this headline for you, my brother. The headline suggested that we're going to implement the licensure exams. Good. If your camera can capture it very well. This is the Daily Graphic, which is from 2016-2017 academic year, new teacher licensing starts. So this was during our time. Okay. So let it be said that the NDC is not against the act that establishes that our teachers to be licensed. Okay. However, for you to use the licensure exams as a condition for the teacher to be rolled on onto the government employee system is what we are against. Because if you look at, because what this government is trying to do with the licensure exams is trying to reduce the number of teachers that he's trying to employ into the government payroll. That is it.
That's your allegation.
No, that's not the allegation, but that's what they have said.
According to them, it's a way to ensure standard. It's the way to ensure that the teachers...
We all know the standard. That is why I've just read to you the act, and I've just showed you a headline on the Daily Graphic that we were going to even license our teachers.
If you're not going to go through examination,
yes.
What was the original idea of...
So you don't wait for the person to finish his school, graduate, and then tell the person to go and write a licensure exams before he gets a license to be employed.
But what is wrong with that? That's what other professions do. Law, medicine, all of those professions.
Engineering doesn't do that. What do they do? You go to your 4 years, you are an engineer, you are employed into the civil servants, into the government payroll. Once you are working, you can even go and upgrade yourself as an engineer. We have an institute of engineers. Accountants do that. You understand?
That is professional. You must write professional exams, oh?
Which ones?
Engineers, don't they?
No, engineers. The moment you are done, there is an engineer. You see, it is not a prerequisite requirement for you to be rolled onto the government employee scheme. Immediately after the university, you've done your national service, you get employment. If you go to feeder roads and all that, everybody came straight away from the university. Then whilst you are working, you can upgrade yourself. That one, it is HR policy. There is an advantage for me if I have a license as an engineer, okay, to quickly get promoted Once we are in the
Even
same
with regards
institution.
to global acceptance.
Sorry?
Even with regards to global acceptance.
So that one you have
Because
to do it, but you don't have to do it as a condition precedent for the person to be offered employment. That's what we are saying. But then the way these guys implemented it, just like they implemented the free SHS, that's a challenge we have with it. We are saying that we are not against the licensing of our teachers. No,
So what
because
you
it's
do is
something that
what is
no.
the alternative?
You see, if you look at the history about the NDC and the teachers, we have always loved the teachers. We came to implement the single spine salary structure. In fact, we came to upgrade the teachers' salary. So it is very, very important for you to make reference to the relationship that NDC as a government have with our teachers. What we are saying is that, in fact, when the gentleman was talking as a teacher, I really wanted him to take us through the vigorous training that they go through when they are in school. Because I know that whilst they are in school, they go to school for 4 years, right, teacher?
Now they
Now
do 4
4.
years.
4 years.
They used to do 3.
Fantastic. So within that 4 years, I think they go
Last
to some
but
practicals.
one semester.
Yes.
They go to the field.
They go to the field
To teach. Under supervision.
So can't we? So can't we sit down as a country and say that before these teachers come out from the 4 years, okay, their final exam should be a license. Before they leave the school, the person would have qualified to be a licensed teacher. Because look, the vigorous training that they go through as teachers, the training actually qualifies them to be teachers. It doesn't have to take that single exams that after you have graduated. Look, my brother, we all went to SHS, right?
You
We write
wrap up for me.
We write our exams, JHS, SHS 1, SHS 2, SHS 3. Then we write
Final.
the final exams. Do you know that we write our mock?
You know the final
before-
exams is external.
It's external.
What you guys
That
are
is why
proposing is that-
exactly
The
their final exams should be the license exam. They should not leave school, graduate, and then come and write a license exams before they are given employment. No, that would be so unfair to the teachers.
Let me give him the opportunity to rebut to.
Yes, I want him to educate
Yes.
me on
You
that.
see, Alpha.
Yes.
My brother was, when he was talking about the engineers, he was talking about the other
Some other
professions.
professional bodies.
When you look at all these professions, medical doctors, they go through school as teachers we do.
Yes.
They go through housemanship as we do,
They-
mentorship.
Yes.
You get it? After you are done with all these, with your paperwork, with your field, with your mentorship, with your training, you still have to go and write the Ghana Medical and Dental Council
In fact,
examination.
nurses also go through.
Nurses do. That is what currently teachers are doing.
But he said that you
You asked him, what is their alternative of licensing the teachers?
it should be your final exam. So the
So
exams
why is it that doctors' final exams is not used as their license exams?
he don't want you to go the medical doctor's way. Find your own way and do. That's what.
Why is it that the nurses' final exams is not used as their
Licensure exams.
licensure exams? My sister, my younger sister, she completed UDS nursing. When she was done with her project work, everything, she was supposed to write her license exams. After her project work, she has defended.
It's a degree nursing course, right? So yeah.
You see, these things, my brother was using the engineers as an example. You can go for training. You can go and study education in the university. You can be a teacher in a private school. No one will ask you of a license. But government is saying that if you want to be a teacher in a public school, paid by government, this is the standard that I want for the children that you are going to teach them for me.
Okay, let me ask Fuga, what do you think is wrong with the exam? What at all is problematic about the licensure exam that you want to solve?
You see, we are politicians, okay? So most of the times we look at things from the political sense of view.
Okay.
I would have wished that a trained teacher would have been in my position to also educate your listeners. You understand? Since he's a teacher, I really, really want to listen to him, but he's still not able to convince
No,
me.
what he's,
But
what
I'm
he's
saying
trying
is
to
that-
tell you is
no,
that
I'm-
the standard that medical doctors have ensured,
Yes.
the standard that lawyers, nurses,
Yes.
that's the same standard government is expecting of teachers. So he's putting the same measure for them to go through. So even though you say they do the practical sessions where they go outfield to teach under supervision, etc., he's telling you that medical doctors do their housemanship. That's more or less a practical session of
practical
the
section
course
of
they
it,
offer.
yeah.
Nurses do the same thing. But yet still you have a final layer of licensure exams where you finally, after passing out, you get the license to say, oh, this is a licensed medical doctor. You have the certification to practice.
You see.
That's
You are still not. Let me state emphatically here that the NDC is not against the licensing of teachers. That one I've stated it. I've already even shown you our program that we actually wanted to roll out to license our teachers if we had won the 2016 elections. I just showed you. The issue is that we have a huge backlog of unemployment in this country. I told you that before you want to solve any problem, understand your economy very well. Then at a point that unemployment rate is so much on the high, you come to introduce a licensure exam so ad hocly, okay? So ad hocly, as a condition for the teacher to be employed by government.
So you think your solution would deal with the unemployment situation?
The solution is that, first of all, increase your infrastructure, okay? When you increase your infrastructure and you know that you have a lot of schools, you have a lot of infrastructure that will accommodate these teachers that are coming. Obviously, the government is not able to accommodate these teachers. How can 12,000, 13,000 people go and write exams? And then a little over 1,000.
No, but the recent results
Yes.
were for those who had receipts.
Who had
Receipts.
Receipts.
So they have tried
So-
and failed in certain courses, or maybe in some cases all of the courses.
And these are-
and all of them started 85% failed
and
again.
you see, you just
And
went
I've been reading some of the scripts. Because all the script they wrote is
Tell you some simple.
it means they are not.
So
they are
it
not
means that
qualified to
it's
teach.
so it means that it
They
really
shouldn't even
means
get in at all.
So it really means that there's a problem, fundamental problem in the training process.
Because they were able to pass.
Because if you're able to pass through such
So
a
how
system,
come- how did they
come
pass?
that those petty questions you're unable to answer?
But this is a
Because
final-
These are the things that we are supposed to be discussing.
So you may-
because at the end of the day, the teacher has a very serious impact on the upbringing of that young
So
child.
with this example,
You
let's
understand?
assume something went wrong internally in
Yes.
the various schools. If not for the licensure exams, this person will have been in the classroom.
So that is
the
why-
licensure is the final reason why this teacher was prevented from going to the classroom to teach our kids.
So why do you use that as a precondition for the person to be rolled out on
So
employment?
that you get these people out of the classroom.
You see,
Some of these people.
that is the problem.
Why
That
is
is
it
the
the
problem? Because if this actually exposes the weakness in the system, go back to that system, because I doubt how many of the doctors, the medical
But this is an issue of
I'm
basic.
coming.
From it wasn't like there's nothing you can do about this.
No,
Because at the
there's
tertiary
always
level-
something.
at the
There's
tertiary
always something
level-
that we can do about it.
Yeah.
But we will sit down as a country and as a government.
Okay.
With the teachers already, we are receiving more ideas from the teachers. They are telling us that they need the license, which we already initiated that in 2016, 2017. So we are asking that since the act was late and we wanted to even implement it, what has even caused a delay till when the IMF program was being introduced? And then, because obviously it has something to do with the IMF conditionalities.
I'll go to the next promise, but I want us to listen carefully to the promise that the former president himself made, so that we'll come back and deal with some other matters.
Mr. President, I'm a teacher. I want to know if you cancel the licensing exams for teachers. Yes, I'll cancel it. simple, straightforward. I believe that if we improve the examination, the final exam that they take, and we improve the quality of teaching and learning in the colleges of education, you don't need for them to pass their exams, come out, and go back and write a licensing exam. And so when we come into office, we'll take out the licensing exam, we'll improve the quality of teaching.
Alpha.
So wait, I'm coming.
Let me
explain what my president have said.
I'm
coming.
No.
He said that before you come out, you should be a qualified licensed teacher.
Okay.
But you don't have to leave the school
Before
and
you
then
come
come back and come and say I come to write the licensing exams. That's what he's talking about.
Yes. Let me hear from
I told you the policy is populist. You can Google and check doctor to patient ratio in Ghana.
Yes.
It's about 1 doctor to over 6,000 patients.
We do not meet the UN recommended.
Yet, when you go to the medical school, when you want to go to medical school,
it's not everybody that can go to medical.
Compare the standard that they expect from someone to be enrolled in medical school to that of teacher training colleges. So if you want to use that, even admission requirements,
so the figure, because if the figure is 1 doctor to 6,355.
Exactly.
Yes.
Even just the admission requirement into these 2 schools will tell you that the one going to the medical school, all things being equal, per results, is higher.
Yes, you must achieve some level of results. Yeah.
Results before you are
now
allowed.
Yes, single.
Even in 2012, 2013, KNUST Medical School, they had to put down for entrance exams.
Yes.
Even those with aggregate 6,
you still
have to go for entrance exams. But does that happen in our teacher training education? I'm not saying that the quality that we produce from our
we can improve
training,
upon it, just like former president.
But if Fuga says that the licensing exams was brought to check or to cut down people getting employed,
you think that cannot be true?
Then what happens to the doctors? Looking at the ratio of a doctor to patient,
they should be the one that we should be producing a lot.
The medical school should be open for everyone who is interested, regardless of your certificate, because we lack doctors. If you want to really solve the employment situation with using the teachers, the licensing exams as a yardstick, then we should open up the medical school for anyone who is interested to be a doctor to go there. But it's not happening. Where we lack the professionals to.
We'll have to move on. Some will say, as a teacher, this is your comfort zone. Let me go to Fuga's comfort zone. 24-hour economy, because this is a finance.
My brother,
but this one, you don't.
My brother, he has failed to convince me.
But you, are you sure you will be convinced?
No.
Are you sure you will be convinced?
You see, I'm a regional officer for our interparty stroke CSO, civil society organization. Okay, what we do is that we don't have a stringent position.
Okay.
We are open to ideas.
As long as you are. So
if
you will cancel it.
No, but you heard him. He said you don't. You heard him. He said that you don't have to come out once you are in school, once you are under training, once you are being assessed every semester, all the 50 to 60 courses before you come out, you should be a licensed teacher.
It doesn't happen
because you go to a vigorous training.
It doesn't happen in any profession.
Listen. We spend too much time on this. Let's move on to the other subject. Because we have about just.
So conclusively, what we are saying is that
you have concluded for us. You said he has not convinced you. We understand. So let's go to 24-hour economy.
24-hour economy.
3 minutes to because some Ghanaians don't understand. They say 24-hour economy it should be a consequence of demand. If there is demand, nobody is stopping anybody from implementing a 24-hour economy. Please let it make sense to us. What is 24-hour economy? What does it mean?
Thank you, Alpha. I think any state that wants to actually increase its productivity would have to reduce the number of hours that we sleep as a country. Even if you read the Bible, it said that you lazy man, sleep and you will see how poverty will strike you. You understand? So when you sleep a lot, what it means is that you continue to become a developing country. The whole of Africa, in fact, let me use our sub-region, West Africa. Most of the West African countries run just a one-shift system, which is the 8-hour economy. You, for instance, you wake up, you come to work, you are supposed to be at work by 6 or 8. Ordinarily, you start from 8, then you close at 5 p.m. Ordinarily, that has been the nature of Ghana's economy. And for us to increase productivity and employment, what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is saying is that he's going to engage the private sector, which controls about 70% of the employment force in Ghana, and also implement it in some of our state institutions. You and I would agree that the companies that are engaged in production, if we give them those enabling environments, we are able to provide them the tax incentives, we're able to provide them certain incentives that will encourage them to run a 3-shift system. What that means is that our brothers that have been sitting in the house for more than 3 years, 4 years, 5 years without employment, they have the opportunity to get those employment. A typical example is if you take, let's say, the DVLA, for instance. Sometimes you go to DVLA as early as 3 to 4, the workers are getting ready to close.
You can apply digitally, online.
Apply what?
For license.
So when you apply it, how do you receive it?
Oh, they go through the process and then the next processes will follow. But usually, previously you used to go there physically to apply for license, but now they have ensured that you can do it digitally.
When we talk about services, we have online services and then we have the human interface services. Mm-hmm. You can apply a passport online, but at the end of the day, when your passport is ready,
you have to go to
the human being and take your passport.
Yes. But the application is the first process.
It is just one of the services.
Yes.
It's just one of the services. You talk about hospitals running 24 hours. Hospitals is only the operations department that run 24 hours.
So your 24 hours.
So the client services do not run 24 hours. When you go to Electricity Company of Ghana, the engineering department runs 24 hours. The customer service, they don't.
So your 24-hour economy would include.
So we sit down and then we say, no. People have genuine problems in the evenings. So they need a customer service.
So there's a demand already.
There's a demand. The demand is already there.
The environment is not there for the.
It's not there to create that enabling environment for people to take advantage. To supply that services. The demand there, it is there. It has always been there, and it is there when you join our queues and you see them. We are not talking about chop bars operating 24 hours.
Zavuga, your time is out.
So what I'm saying is that.
Please wrap up.
I was so scandalized when I heard the head of the economic management team saying that it's a bad idea. I mean,
no, this one they are saying.
I mean, somebody who has admitted that this policy is being run by certain institutions or certain individuals, just in the next seconds say that, oh, it's a bad idea. Where did John Mahama has that idea from? I mean, this our head of economic management team there. Okay. With all due respect, sometimes when he sees a crowd, he should just relax.
He's not the team, he's the head. Let me listen to Seth. Seth, wrap up for us. 24-hour economy is good, isn't it?
Alpha, I like your initial question that you asked. The first time I heard about it, one of NDC's communication team members, Sita, I was asking him is it introduction of a 24-hour economy or rekindling a 24-hour economy? Because from Fuga's statement, he said that, I'm just taking from where his statement, he said that when you go to a place like the Electricity Company of Ghana, the engineers run 24-hour economy.
They do.
It means that the 24-hour economy is not a novelty.
Not that. Yeah, it's not an. I mean, it's-
So it is not an introduction.
yes, you can say that. To some-
wait.
to some extent, you-
Please, let me help him.
It's not a new thing.
What makes it a novelty is that we are introducing some incentives.
Okay.
The incentives are that one, when you write the night economy from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.,
You get tax holidays.
you get your light bill that you pay will be reduced because they have this metering system that will enable you recalibrate the amount of money you pay for using our light. That is a novelty.
Mr. Seth, are you convinced? That's the novelty
Alpha,
aspect.
you
That's a
see-
novelty.
You see,
Please wrap up in 30 seconds.
we are running a country. Elections is ahead of us. We shouldn't think that we can say or throw anything into the air.
Oh, you were asking whether it's a novelty.
TUC
I
say
think it's a game
people
changer.
who provide jobs to people, no, the workers. They say it's a game. They say, hey,
It's a game
people should
changer.
be ready for jobs.
Alpha,
Guys,
you see,
we should
you see,
be lacing our boots for more jobs.
Fuga was saying that when people see crowd, sometimes when you see crowd, there are certain people when you stand.
Your
or
mama
sit-
never said this
sit
in the crowd. though.
Sit before them.
No, but he
This
said
one that
it
he-
at TUC.
No,
So
no.
they
This one
were-
he met. No, it
There
was
are
a
people
leadership.
that when you sit
It
before
was on the
them,
campaign platform.
you want to say something to please them.
Okay.
You get my point.
You meet TUC, you want to
Alpha.
say something to please them.
24-hour economy.
Please wrap up for me.
24-hour economy.
You say it's not a novelty.
You run there are shops here
Yes, they.
who are folded up since the
Yes.
mall started.
Yes.
There's been shops who are folded up.
Yes.
So when you say you are running a 24-hour,
Do you know why they folded up?
is it that the company is going to run whether or not he or she is making profit?
So do you know why he has folded up?
Is the company going to run?
So you're
whether
making the
or
argument
not?
that the business person would take a decision
A
whether
decision
to run,
whether
and it
to
is
run.
not about government.
It's not about government.
It's about whether they think it's profitable.
There is a factory here.
The-
I don't know if you can allow me to mention that.
Oh, you can
Is it
mention-
LL?
Yes, yes.
They run, even if you give them 36 hours, they will run 36-hour economy.
Because they think the demand is available.
Yes!
He said the demand is always available. It's the measures, no, the
Which
environment.
measures?
So the demand is there. He has admitted that
measures?
the demand is there.
Electricity.
After which demand is there?
He said,
He was
You asked
talking
LL,
about
which
client
demand
service. Have you gone to the hospital at dawn
yes.
that you don't meet someone at the reception?
They will tell that the doctor will come in the morning.
That you don't meet anyone at the reception? When you have
Or
you
you are likely to meet someone. Some of the
You
nurses
will,
take
yes.
overnight, yes. And some of the
So what is the novelty about this?
no, but
20
the fact that it's not novel doesn't mean it's not a good idea. Oh, you can have an idea that is not novel, but it's still good.
When he started, when he talked about it and people started raising questions, he said, and even Fuga has made mention of it, that it wouldn't be compulsory.
Yes.
You
You take advantage of the incentives.
So what is the government's role in it?
So that's the novelty.
The incentive.
But
When- when you give
when you give me tax relief and I'm not making profit, will the tax relief make me to run a 24-hour system?
You have a point. Let's leave it here. Seth, thank you very much. He's the communications director for MPP in the Asokore Mampong constituency. You heard from Joshua Fuga. He tried to become the parliamentary candidate for NDC.
Alpha, before I go, one of my brothers, Asokore Mampong electoral area, he's vying to be the assembly member for Asokore Mampong.
Oh, you are campaigning for
He's
him.
called Patrick Otibio.
Okay.
Or we popularly call him Paka.
Okay.
So I plead with the people of Asokore Mampong.
Okay.
He's the last on the ballot, number 4.
Okay.
Let's vote for Paka.
But
as
then
our
I'm also
assemblyman.
campaign for my brother. Hobson Keku.
Mahama said he will pay all of them.
Hobson Keku has been the assembly member for the Angonoga West electoral area. I think this is his third term.
Okay.
They should just retain him. He's just a wonderful man.
If he comes, he'll get paid. If
He'll
you
get
guys
paid.
come.
Yeah, we'll pay them.
It's 58 after 9. That's our show.
Alpha, are you living by their promise?
No, that's what they have said. I'm just repeating what they have said. that's our show for now. It was produced by David. My name has been Alpha Ali. Have a very good morning. Thank you very much for doing the listening.
It's one time for your mind, yo.